Dieting is the hardest part of fat loss, but it's also the most important. It doesn't matter how hard you train, how well you recover, or how much you try. If your diet isn't on point, you will stay fat. I learned this myself the hard way. I would go to the gym every single day, but I was still eating like shit, and I was wondering why nothing was changing. But once I fixed my diet and I implemented the 7 hacks I'm about to share with you, I lost 70 pounds of fat and gained 8 pounds of muscle. These hacks are simple and practical, and you can implement them for yourself today so you can finally see the results you want. So let's get into it. The first hack is saving 40% of your daily calories for the evening. If you're anything like me, the evenings are where the cravings hit the hardest. After a long day, your willpower is low and all you want to do is chill out and eat a bunch of food. Traditional diet advice will tell you to front load, where you consume most of your calories before 4 p.m. And whilst that's true for protein, it is not the same for calories. If you consume most of your calories before 4 p.m, in the evening, you're going to be starving, and 9 times out of 10, you're going to end up binge eating and going over your calorie target. So you need to flip the script. Keep your breakfast and lunch as light as possible. High protein, yes, but keep the calories down. That way you can have a big, satisfying meal and even a couple of snacks in the evening. It sounds simple, but this will change the game for your fat loss. The evenings are the most dangerous time of the day and where most binges occur. So by giving yourself a large calorie buffer, it makes it so much easier to adhere to your deficit. Structure your day in a way that willpower doesn't even need to enter the equation, and you will lose fat a lot easier. The second hack is never going grocery shopping when you're hungry. Think about it for a second. How many times have you gone shopping with a list, but you end up walking out with half a bakery aisle, 24 packets of crisps, and enough food to feed a family of 6? When you're hungry, your brain isn't thinking logically. It is literally firing off chemicals that say, get me food now, and it doesn't give a shit if that food fits in your plan or not. And that causes you to make emotional decisions because you end up buying foods that aren't on your plan, and you say to yourself, oh, I'll just have a little bit of it, but it never is a little bit. I know that because I've done it myself. So from now on, implement this one rule: eat before you go shopping. It is so simple. Have a protein bar or one of your meals before you go. That way when you get there, your brain isn't telling you to buy half the shop. That is how you stop binges. If you control your environment, fat loss becomes 10 times easier. The people who lose fat are the ones that set themselves up for success, so make sure you do that. Hack 3 is also to do with shopping, and it's don't buy snacks. Now before you sit there and say, well, that's just unrealistic, hear me out. Obviously, I'm not saying never eat snacks again. I'm saying don't buy them. If they aren't in your house, you can't eat them. Again, the best way to lose fat is by taking willpower out of the equation. We are all human, so relying on willpower is a dangerous game. I used to do this all the time. I would convince myself I could keep biscuits, chocolate, crisps in my cupboards, and I would only eat one a day. But one would then turn into 2 because, hey, that fits into my calories, right? And then before I knew it, 3, and then 4, and then it became the whole pack. Whenever I was bored, stressed, tired, or just walking past the fridge, I would snack on something, and I was ruining my progress for a 2-minute hit of dopamine. So now when I want a snack, I walk to the shop and I buy it. Obviously it has to fit within my daily calorie target, but if you implement the same thing, firstly you will get more steps in, and secondly you won't snack as much. It's not about being perfect 100% of the time, but if you make it harder to cheat on your diet, you will make so much more progress. Hack number 4 is chew more gum. No one really talks about this, but in those moments when you're deep into a diet and all you can think about is food, gum is a lifesaver. When you're bored or you're procrastinating, walking around the house, opening the fridge for the 5th time in 10 minutes, that's where gum comes in. It gives you something to chew on, which kills cravings in the short term, but more importantly, stops you from eating random shit out of boredom. I always keep sugar-free gum on me. Seriously, give this one a try. 9 times out of 10, it will kill your cravings. Half the battle with fat loss is avoiding those small moments of weakness, and that's where things like gum become your best friend, because if you can push through those moments, you will lose fat. So don't overuse it, but keep it in your back pocket, literally. The 5th hack is tracking before you eat, not after. This may sound like something tiny, but it makes a massive difference. Most people act after the fact. They eat the meal, then they plug it into MyFitnessPal and feel sick when they see they're now 600 calories over, but by then it's too late, so you need to turn that on its head. Before you eat anything, even if it's a planned meal, log it first. That way you know where you're at before the food even enters your mouth, and that way you can act before the fact and you stay in control. If something is going to push you over your deficit, you can adjust it before that happens. Skip a snack, or take a high calorie ingredient out of a recipe. Either way, it keeps you in the driver's seat. It's one of those habits that takes literally 10 seconds but saves you from hours of regret later down the line. So always stay one step ahead of your diet, track before and eat after. Hack number 6 is drink water with every single meal. Most people are walking around mildly dehydrated all day and they don't even realize it. And what happens when you're dehydrated? You feel tired, your hunger signals get messed up and your cravings go through the roof. I can't tell you how many times I've sat there thinking I was hungry and all I needed to do was drink a glass of fucking water. So to fix this, drink a glass of water with every single meal, around 400 milliliters. And this does two things for you. Firstly, it fills you up faster so you feel more satisfied from the same amount of food. And secondly, it slows you down whilst eating, which gives your brain more time to register that you're actually full. If you smash through your meals within 5 minutes without drinking any water, of course you're going to feel hungry just 30 minutes later. But when you pair each meal with a glass of water, you'll be shocked at how much more satiated you actually feel from the same amount of food. If you're one of those people who doesn't like water, then simply drink flavored water or put a piece of lemon in it. Seriously, do not underestimate this one. It makes a massive difference. I've saved the best for last. Hack number 7, which is my favorite. Use smaller plates and bowls. I know you're probably sat there thinking, Aidan, what are you on about? But trust me, this works and there's legit psychology behind it. When you use bigger plates, you naturally serve bigger portions. Your brain sees some empty space on that plate and thinks, that's not enough food. Even if you're already eating enough food, it doesn't feel like it because half of your plate is empty. But when you use a smaller plate, suddenly the same amount of food looks like a full meal. It tricks your brain into thinking you're eating more food, which helps you feel more satiated, which is essential when you're in a calorie deficit. I used to eat my meals off of serving plates, thinking that was normal, so no wonder I was 248 pounds. Nowadays, I only eat from small plates and bowls, and it honestly helps me stay on track so much. Try this out for your next meal, and I promise you, you'll be shocked at how much it actually works. It's one of those tiny habits that makes sticking to your plan so much easier, and in fat loss, that's everything. So there you have it. If you implement those 7 hacks, I guarantee you will lose fat 10 times easier. They may seem simple, but simple is what works. When it comes to dieting, the most important thing is that it doesn't feel like a diet at all. And by implementing these small but powerful habits, you will lose fat effortlessly and keep it off for life. Simplicity is always the best because you'll rock the boat as little as possible, and that way you can stick to it for long enough to see the result you want. If you want more hacks like this for free every single week straight to your inbox, you can sign up to my email list for free in the description. For a personalized action plan where we work together one-on-one to get you in the best shape of your life, book a call down below. Other than that, if this video helped, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.